Can't pick a design. Love them. All of you people, we're all winners because we were here together for a couple hours in Montebello. Now I want you, and thank you to Laura, who came up earlier. Hello, Laura.
Thanks so much, Adam. You're the Coach Lue for the Clippers.
But I do want to say this. I'm a little bit disturbed with the racism from you.
Would you like a start? You want to maybe
the
into
way
the whole
you
game
treated
today?
the Giants, Latinos that say Pudo Baseball. You guys? No. I want you guys to go home and look in the mirror and say, what kind of Mexican American am I? That the Giants can't have the Pudo Baseball. Can't have it. Can't do it, Sally. We're not done talking about this. We're not done talking about it. Thank you, everybody. Good night, everybody. Thank you. Listen live and download your favorite podcasts at am570lasports.com.
Oh my God, you don't even know that so awesome.
Win cash at am570lasports.com. Instagram and TikTok at am570lasports.
Am I trending? Show me LA Sports.
Dodgers baseball is back, and there's only one way to celebrate, with a Surfside iced tea and vodka or a Surfside lemonade and vodka. Smooth, refreshing, and made for game day, Surfside is the perfect match for a day at the ballpark or catching the game at home. Surfside is only 100 calories with 0 bubbles, so it goes down easy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside, proud partner of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly.
Jackson Hewitt will do your taxes for $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So if you're a delivery driver, / handyman, / wedding DJ, you pay only $149 or less. I'm talking to you, waitress.
Check, please.
/ pet sitter, / influencer. Just $149 or less. Want your refund to work as hard as you? Hurry, don't wait. File with 15 from marketing, planning, and better time. Participating locations only. Turn the passing good as possible.
On Saturday, 4th. Tickets are only $25. Come see King, for a full skin best food and special merchandise and artist collaborations. Hosting the two studios in downtown LA. So LA City over is tickets are $45 and are available on Ticketmaster.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Liquid Death Sparkling Energy. Third air for you. Easy drinking energy drink. Available at 7-Eleven. 0 sugar, just 5 calories. Plus essential burn first. Never net. Liquid Death.
Hey, it's Howie Mandel, and I am inviting you to witness history as me and my Hollywood Gaming League take on Billy the King and wallow $267 million gaming right now at globalgamingleague.com. Globalgamingleague.com. Everybody game.
Start your personal life. Have on weight loss plan in minutes at IVHealth.com. IVIM.
Let's begin.
I just sold them on eBay. Oh, really? It took like 2 seconds to list and they sold almost immediately. I've been selling everything lately. Some junk foods, a clothes for a coat I never wore, and a vintage chair that was more than expensive clothing rack.
You know, I actually bought these on eBay. Wait, are you Kitty Sell Stuff from Brooklyn?
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay, things people love.
If you care about predictions, you care about props. And when college basketball tournament tips off, the props tell the real story. Nobody does tournament props like BetOnline. For years, BetOnline has been the home of real sports wagering deep markets. Player props. And this year, the team has been bigger with BetOnline $2,000 bracket. From $50,000. Build your bill.
I hate mornings. Because dancing at sunrise and everything changed. Daybreaker is the original morning dance party, happening in 66 cities.
Welcome into Clippers Countdown as your 34-35 LA Clippers remain in the Big Easy in New Orleans, where nothing has come easy for this team after a game last night where they led by as many as 18 in the first quarter, just to end up losing 124-109 to the Pelicans, dropping them to 2-8 their last 10 games in New Orleans, a place they have never beaten the Pelicans in the month of March in their history. Here was Coach Lue postgame on the loss.
Tonight, just turned the basketball over, and when we came in with the second unit, not on the basketball, and then just got careless, just got comfortable because we had a good lead, and they was able to, start attacking us, getting to the free throw line. We turned the basketball over, and then we could never recover.
Winning tonight and splitting the road back-to-back would be a nice recovery. Tip-off from Smoothie King Center is just about 59 minutes away. Clippers and Pelicans coming up here in your pregame show. We'll have the head coach and Teron Lue on, plus La Murray of The Athletic will be here. But up next, it's your radio voice of the Clippers and Carlo Jimenez. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers in New Orleans taking on the Pelicans. Second night of a back-to-back. Clippers would fall last night by 15 in a game where they led by as many as 18 in the first quarter. Welcome back into Clippers Countdown. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up, you're going to hear from the head coach and Teron Lue. But first, back at Smoothie King Center would be your radio voice of the Clippers and Carlo Jimenez. Carlo, how we doing?
What's up, Adam? Good to hear your voice. I am doing good. I made it to Smoothie King Center for round 2 of Clippers and Pelicans. Excited for this one. Mainly excited to talk to you, but mostly excited for a great game today.
Yeah, let's see if the Clippers can bounce back. We know the young guys are going to have to do some big work in this ball game. Let's go back to what happened, though, last night. We talked about it a little bit post-game, but there has been a trend as of late with the Clippers giving up leads. It's happened 3 times in the last week now. We're talking about San Antonio blowing a 25-point lead. Then at home against the Spurs, a 14-point lead early, and then up by as many as 18 in that first quarter yesterday in New Orleans. And once again, not only could the Clippers not hold on, they lost that game by 15 somehow.
Yeah, they got outscored by 31 after the first quarter. It was just tough to see the Clippers have an opportunity to come away with a win in a game in which it felt like everything was going right in those first 12 minutes, Adam. It felt like this team, they had their third 40-point quarter of the season in the first quarter. They were excellent on the offensive side of the ball, getting up and down the floor, turning New Orleans over numerous times. I think the Pelicans had 8 turnovers in that first quarter. They only had 8 the rest of the way until garbage time. So you thought the Clippers really were on their way to a big-time win in a place in which they haven't been able to win. But, Adam, we should have known. This is New Orleans. This is the Clippers.
Yeah.
It's Smoothie King Center. The Clippers are 2-8 in their last 10 games here. I don't know why anyone was really shocked at the result. Shouldn't have been. History repeats again for the Clippers.
They have their number for whatever reason. You mentioned the turnovers there. The Clippers had just 2 in the first quarter and then 14 the final 3 quarters, leading to 23 points for New Orleans. And this Clippers team defensively, we talked about it early in the season, but their transition defense has been poor at times. New Orleans ended up with 22 fast break points. They made it too easy on them. But really, post All-Star break, their defense overall 21st in the NBA. They have to shore things up on that end.
Yeah, they have to. And I think part of that is there's really has been a tough time finding consistency in this group. Obviously, Darius Garland cannot play back-to-backs, which means he won't be available today. Kawhi goes down with the ankle injury. In the last game, he missed. Derrick Jones Jr. and Chris Dunn have stabilized it a little bit for the Clippers. It's funny, Adam, because the Clippers, while they are struggling to play defense, 21st since the All-Star break, they're 3rd in steals since the All-Star break. So are you gambling more? Are you getting beat more? Like, what is the wrinkle? Because you'd think a team that's 3rd in steals is playing great defense, but like you just pointed out, it's kind of been the opposite for the Clippers. So we'll see how they kind of tweak and adjust this defense for this team. But nonetheless, it feels like they're still trying to figure out which groups work best together and try to find some sort of consistency with this team, which has probably been the toughest part. Especially, think about it, John Collins missed, a week and a half with this Clipper team. He's been huge as part of their rotation. Really haven't seen the same. I'd be interested to check this out. How many times the Clippers had the same starting 5 in back-to-back games since the All-Star break? Once, twice, maybe.
Yeah.
It really hasn't happened much at all for the Clippers.
You're right. It's been an ever-changing roster with the turnover at the trade deadline and guys being in and out due to injuries right now. They're still 8-7 last 15 games post All-Star break. Another guy they were missing and will be missing on this road trip really felt the impact of no Benedict Mathurin. When you look at the Clippers attempted just 13 free throws yesterday when they had been one of the best teams in the league as of late at the charity stripe.
No, it's a great point. Benedict Mathurin was getting you 9-10 free throws a game, pretty much getting out of bed. Sometimes it was up to 13. He was so good for the Clippers getting to the free throw line. And Ty Lue specifically pointed out, Adam, at the last home game that it's so big because it allows them to set their half-court defense. And you talked about the transition defense that struggled against New Orleans. That's where you miss Benedict Mathurin. It's crazy to say, but, Adam, you might miss his offense that helps your defense more than you miss his offense for just offense. The way he gets it going on the offensive end allows the Clippers defense to get set up, to get back defensively, and be that elite half-court defense that they can be. But without Benedict Mathurin, you're missing 12 free throw attempts a game, and you're missing having stoppages and being able to get back on the defensive side of the ball. Still will be without him here today, so we'll see how the Clippers try to adjust. I think we're probably going to see a good heavy dose of Nico Batum and Cam Christie in tonight's ball game. Feel like those two are going to have big roles for the Clippers, but they definitely missed somebody like Benedict Mathurin. And then John Collins, 25 minutes last night? He's still on the minutes restriction for the Clippers coming back from the neck sprain. So, yes, you have Collins back, but he's not playing what he was averaging coming into last night's game, 29 minutes of ball game. So, for the Clippers, it's nothing new for Ty Lue, which is unfortunate, a theme in his career. But there's only one man in NBA history to take a team that was 15 games under 500 and get them above 500 in the same season. There's only one man in NBA history who's been down 3-1 in the NBA Finals and won a Finals. If anyone knows how to be down and count it out and come back, it's Tyronn Lue, and the Clippers have that going for them.
Yeah, 100%. This Clippers team looking to get back to 500 tonight. They're 34-35. They can get back there with a victory in New Orleans over the Pelicans. Tip-off is just about 53 minutes away. Speaking of the head coach, Carlo Jimenez has him coming up next right here on Clippers Countdown on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers still in New Orleans, taking on the Pelicans, second night of a back-to-back. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. This is Clippers Countdown. We're just about 50 minutes away from tip-off at Smoothie King Center. Coming up, we'll get to your player to watch, and La Murray of The Athletic will join me in just a little bit. But first, let's get back out to your radio voice of the Clippers in Carlo Jimenez.
Thanks so much, Adam, here with head coach Coach Lue before the Clippers take on the New Orleans Pelicans. Coach, you guys started strong in that first quarter. What did you like about that start that you want to carry maybe into the whole game today?
I think defensively we started with a good defensive mindset. I thought offensively we really, moved the basketball. We played with a tempo, hit the first open man, got some easy baskets, and then in the second, like I said, we went to the bench and came in with the second unit. We didn't quite have that same pop defensively and offensively.
You guys held New Orleans to 21 free throw attempts. They averaged 34 in their previous 5 games beforehand. What did you like about your defense keeping them off the line in that game?
I thought we did a good job with Zion. I thought Brooke and Isaiah, John Collins, everybody we put on them, I thought did a good job. Just trying to, make field goals and not free throws, not get to the free throw line. And so we got to, come out and try to duplicate that again tonight.
Last one for you, but there's been a lot of talk, obviously, about this schedule. Mentally, how do you not let it get to the guys? Obviously, physically, there's not much you can do, but not allowing that to maybe wear on them with this hanging over
Don't
them.
even talk about it. Just take it game by game. Guys are feeling good. We're ready to go. If not, they're not feeling well or whatever's going on, then we just got to move on, kind of like tonight. But just the mindset of just taking it game by game and just kind of see how you feel after that.
Thank you so much. Best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Carlo Jimenez pregame with Coach Lue. Tip-off just about 49 minutes away. Clippers in New Orleans taking on the Pelicans up next. You know what? We got to talk about this matchup a little bit more in the history between these two teams and try to figure out how have the Clippers not beaten them in New Orleans in the month of March since they became the Pelicans. How, Sway? I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers in New Orleans taking on the Pelicans, second night of a back-to-back after a disappointing blown 18-point lead yesterday in the first quarter in a game where the Clippers would end up losing by 15 at 124-109, and that was with Kawhi Leonard and Darius Garland. No Benedict Mathurin in that one, but they will be missing all three of them tonight in New Orleans. I don't know what it is about this team where the Clippers, they are 2-8 their last 10 games in New Orleans, but worse than that, they're 0-6 in New Orleans in March since they became the Pelicans. I have no idea what it is. We're talking different versions and iterations of teams with lineups and different players over the years. It's unbelievable. This Clippers team just can't find a way to beat the Pelicans, even leading by 18 yesterday. And you thought they'd be able to exercise those demons, not to be, as the Pelicans went off from distance 16 of 37. And Sadiq Bey, who had been shooting 33% from three on the season, went 5 of 10 from three. Coming into the game, he was 3 for his last 25 from the outside. Then he goes 5 of 10 against the Clippers, of course. Trey Murphy also had 23 points. Zion Williamson only had 14. You heard from Coach Lue. They did a decent job against him. It was the others. DeJounte Murray had 17. He will be out tonight for the Pelicans, but the Clippers missing Darius Garland, Kawhi Leonard, and Benedict Mathurin. And without Benedict Mathurin yesterday, they only got up 13 free throws attempted. That's got to be a low over the last month for a Clippers team that had been getting to the line routinely, which had helped them overcome shooting woes from the outside because they were taking more free throws. Yesterday, the Pelicans got up 8 more. They went 20 of 21. The Clippers just 10 of 13. So the young guys are just going to have to step up. Maybe this version of this Clippers team with the young guys put in this spot where they know they have the green light and they got to show off for their head coach and the rest of the coaching staff in order to get more minutes. Maybe that's exactly what they need. They should be hungry. They have everything to play for. And getting this road split on this back-to-back in New Orleans would be fine by me. It would be their first win ever in March in New Orleans against the Pelicans. Yes, I can't believe I'm saying that also. Coming up next, we get your player to watch. Tip-off is just about 42 minutes away. Clippers and Pels, I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers taking on the Pelicans in New Orleans, second night in a row. Hopefully a different result tonight. Clippers lost by 15 last night after having an 18-point lead in the first quarter in a place they have not won in March against the Pelicans ever. They are 0-6. More on your injury report coming up here in just a little bit, plus Law Murray of The Athletic. But first here, we got to get to it. Your player to watch.
This is LA Clippers basketball.
Watching this guy play right now is really something.
Players to watch.
I got to go with Jordan Miller. He tied his career high, which he set this season, with 22 points recently. He had it against Denver back in November, but then against San Antonio in a game they led by 14 in at home and lost 119-115. He also had 22 points in that game. I don't see how the Clippers are winning this one, considering who's going to be out if Jordan Miller does not exceed his current career high of 22 points. Yes, we're looking to the young guys to step up tonight in a big spot. Jordan Miller can get it done. He's tough, going left. He's a bucket there. He's got to take care of the basketball, though, because his usage rating is likely going to be much higher. He's going to have the ball in his hands even more. He has kept the turnovers down. He's averaging 3 assists to under 1 turnover at 0.8 per game in the month of March. The month of March, 18 games and 31 days. It is dark and full of terror, but I believe in Jordan Miller. I think he's going to go past 22 points and get his career high, give the Clippers an opportunity to win this game tonight on the second night of a back-to-back. More on the injury report coming up. Clippers in New Orleans taking on the Pelicans. Tip-off just about 36 minutes away. Coming up next, what do we got? Your injury report and then Law Murray. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers in New Orleans taking on the Pelicans. Tip-off just about 34 minutes away. I'm Adam Osland. It is Clippers Countdown coming up. We got him, the Law Murray of The Athletic will be joining the show, but quickly your injury report for the Clippers tonight. Not only do they not have Benedict Mathurin, He's out, right toe issue. He's out for the remainder of the road trip. Kawhi Leonard is out, still nursing that left ankle sprain that he suffered against the Sacramento Kings that re-aggravated a left ankle injury that he had been playing through. And no Darius Garland, of course, he's not playing back-to-backs with left toe injury management. As for the New Orleans Pelicans, they are without DeJounte Murray, who had 17 points against the Clippers last night. But the rest of the squad, who beat the Clippers by 15, available. It's going to take a lot from the young guys to figure this out, but they've been in worse positions before in these stay-ready games, and the Clippers have come through many times. Clippers, Pelicans in New Orleans, where the Clippers have not won in the month of March. They're 0-6 against the Pels in the history of their franchise. Tonight could be a historic one. Clippers taking on the Pelicans. Up next, La Murray of The Athletic here on Clippers Countdown on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers taking on the Pelicans in New Orleans. Tip-off just 30 minutes away here on Clippers Countdown. I'm Adam Osland. This is the official pregame show of your LA Clippers. Coming up in just a little bit here, we'll get your drive around the league, but join the show right now from The Athletic. I am the law. It's Law Murray of The Athletic. Follow him at Law Murray, DNU. That's where you find him. Law, thanks for doing this once again here on Clippers Countdown.
Thanks for having me, man.
All right, let's talk about what happened yesterday. And are you noticing any trends with this team and why they're giving up leads as of late? Or is there not enough of a pattern here or not enough of a sample size? But yesterday they're up by 18 and they end up losing by 15. What's happening with this Clippers team as of late when it comes to blown leads?
They're not a good defense, like point blank. And we have enough of a sample size. Like March is just 1 month, but I mean, the Clippers are under 500 for a reason this season. It's the same reason that we've been talking about going back to when they lost 19 out of 22 games. This is a team where defensively they are not as connected as they need to be consistently to win. And they've shown that their offense is very good, that they can be ready to start games, that there's enough talent before lineups are introduced to the game. But you have a team that defensively, the biggest problem is the rebounding. This is honestly a really bad rebounding team. That's just the way that it's been pretty much all season long. And so when you give up leads, it's because you've established that you're good enough to build a lead, but that you can't shut another team's water off. That when another team starts playing a certain type of way to get back into the game, you can't do anything about it. It's just a complete and total lack of resistance. And so I actually thought the Clippers would rest more guys tonight. But the Clippers are going to try and do what they can to win a basketball game. And winning a game tonight starts on the defensive end.
So is it personnel? Is it effort out there when it comes to rebounding and defense with what you're seeing with this team? Is it the loss of Ivica Zubac, or just they've struggled all season long in this area and it's only gotten worse?
Yeah, this was an issue when Zoo was on the team. It's been an issue no matter how many guys of a particular size or a level of depth are out there. Like I don't expect effort to be in strong reserve tonight. I mean, I know both teams are playing this back-to-back, but only one of these teams are on the road, and only one of these teams are playing the 5th game in 7 nights here. And that's really the concern with the Clips. Like, you're probably going to just need guys to do what they did when they were in Memphis 12 days ago and tough it out, find a way. And it's going to be harder because 12 days ago in Memphis, you had both Kawhi Leonard and Darius Garland. You don't have either one of those guys in this game. Like, you don't have a talent advantage. Like, that Pelicans team is more talented than the Clippers team that you're going to see tonight. Like, throw the records out. Like, look at who's playing. And so it's going to have to come from it's got to be a mental thing of just playing through the game and the situation. You can't go out there thinking what we're talking about. Oh, it's been this many games with this deep into the season. You don't have this guy. You don't have that guy. You just lost to the same group of guys yesterday. You got to just go, and if there's a rebound to get, find a way to get it. But also, if you can take care of the basketball, take care of the basketball. Like, the offense is set up for guys to be able to score. Like, this coaching staff is pretty good in putting guys in position to succeed. That's the case on defense as well. The defense would be a lot better if they closed possessions. The offense would be a lot better if they took care of the basketball and didn't try to make home run plays. And, when there's a fast break opportunity, actually finishing the fast break with some points out of it. Like, that's really what it comes down to. It's not an easy game, but it can be a simple game.
Law, did you have any inkling that Benedict Mathurin was dealing with something? I mean, we found out about this toe issue, obviously, going into the road trip, and he won't be available all 3 games. But did you have any idea that something was going on with him behind the scenes?
Yeah, he's been dealing with a foot discomfort for quite a while, and it's a good thing that he's in a position where he can get himself right. So hopefully this week does it. You got a bigger picture in mind, not just you're trying to win some games here down the stretch. You're going to be in the play-in tournament. Like, your season is going to come down to some April madness in terms of qualifying for the playoffs. And then when you're in the playoffs, every game you play is closer and closer to the end. So, it's something that he's had to manage. He's had that foot taped up in the locker room pretty much his entire time. You look back at his time with the Pacers, and I mean, he's had injury issues. So I think one of the biggest things you're seeing with Ben, his shooting, his pull-up shooting especially, it just hasn't been there. Like, there's a discomfort that he's been playing through, and so the hope is that a week is enough, and then you just got to go from there.
We know no Darius Garland tonight. It looked like maybe he tweaked something in the game against Sacramento, like a minute after Kawhi got hurt, but he did play yesterday. You just expect him not to play in any back-to-backs the rest of the season?
I mean, there's not that many back-to-backs left after tonight.
True.
I think the only one they have is when they play the Thunder. And because it's a one-game situation at that point, maybe. But yeah, I think, there's only one back-to-back left after this. The expectation, obviously, is to play these games out. We saw how they managed Kawhi Leonard last year. I think he wound up playing 1 game, 0 days rest, because they needed the dubs. And so there's nothing official. I mean, look, you can say, oh, Darius is going to play both games of the back-to-back going into, that last one in April. But if he doesn't come out of that first, then he's not going to play. It's just that simple. It's just like Kawhi. Like there was a back-to-back in November. Like the plan was for him to play both of them. But what happened on the front end? He gets hurt, ironically, the game before the Thunder, the Heat game. And he not only winds up not playing the next night, but he winds up missing the next 10 games. So, we can anticipate what it is. I think what's more important is what can you do when you're playing? What do your minutes look like? And, Darius is more relevantly, he's got a minute restriction. He is right at 30 minutes right now. You probably wish you could bump that up because Kawhi is right about that 30 minutes right now. It makes things tough with lineups. It makes things tough as far as what those guys can, how often those guys can be on the floor together and affect the game. So it's a lot, but that's what the coaching staff's job is, to figure out what they are going to need to do in order to win a game.
You mentioned lineups and coaching staff trying to patchwork things together. Somebody in the chat, of course, saying Coach Lue hasn't adjusted well or as well as other coaches. How would you grade him during this period?
What period are we talking about?
Post-trade deadline, a 15-game since All-Star break.
Post-trade deadline? Yeah, it's a B. People are going to be obtuse about it as if they actually pay attention to 30 teams. The bottom line is this team got over 500 in a spot that no team ever has. You obviously don't want to be that deep under 500 in the first place. But I think if people got their way in December, there would have been wholesale changes, and those things didn't happen. The bottom line is they got more work to do. They're in a rut right now. The roster looks tired, but I also don't believe that a lot of the solutions that people think are quote unquote easy solutions are that easy. Again, we're going to see what they have tonight. This is the game they should have won was yesterday. It's never a good look when you're blowing leads. That's a bad look for the coaching staff, because it suggests that they can get a team ready to play, but they can't keep a team in control of the game. That's personnel, that's coaching. The coaches are going to have to do their part to be better. But this coaching staff, to me, has earned the benefit of the doubt that they're going to get this team to get through this season. This is a team that's usually been pretty good at finishing seasons. I don't know how they get through tonight. I don't know how they get through this road trip, but I would say that the coaching staff, more importantly, they have the ear of the players, more so this year than most years. There's you guys on this roster who would look at the coach and shade. And there are years where we haven't had that. 2 years ago, there was definitely some dissension. I remember being in Portland for a mini series, and you had guys contesting their fellow star players' jump shots, only to come home and have T. Lue say that the identity of the team is soft. There was obviously some issues there between the connection of the players and the coaching staff. You don't have that this year. So I think it's just an easy thing for fans to go back and say, oh, something's wrong with the team. It's because of the coaching staff. Well, you guys would be talking up the side of your neck saying that.
Lob Murray is our guest here on Clippers Countdown as we get set for the Clippers in New Orleans, second night of a back-to-back against the Pelicans. Law, we used to talk about Brandon Ingram in first quarters against the Clippers. He's not on this team anymore. What is it about the Pelicans, especially in New Orleans, that gives the Clippers so much trouble?
Well, you saw the first quarter was great for the Clippers. If they could have packed just one more of those quarters on, they win the damn game. Honestly, I'm always going to give a shout out to Casey Hill. Like Casey Hill, I believe is a secret weapon for the Pelicans. Like people don't talk about Casey, but Casey is still an assistant in New Orleans, which is crazy because that dude is on his third head coach now. And he was an assistant under Doc. And when Doc left, that's when Casey left and came to New Orleans, and that's when this run started. Like he just has an understanding, even though it's the only guy left is Kawhi at this point, but he just doesn't understand how to play these dudes. Like, and usually it just comes down to being relentless, like punishing the Clippers in a spot where they just haven't shown that they can stop it. Like the Pelicans aren't great shooters, but they were great shooting the ball yesterday. They're just like James Rigo is a very good coach, and he's a very good offensive coach in particular. Like the ball is going to the basket. Like none of these dudes are that comfortable shooting it. Like Sadiq Bey is going to shoot it. Trey obviously is a really good shooter, but for the most part, these dudes are trying to get to the basket. They're trying to drive. They're trying to live in the paint, and they're going to draw fouls. Like again, this team is a bad team record-wise, but the reasons why they're bad aren't necessarily the things that the Clippers take advantage of. Like the Clippers aren't a good defense, and the Clippers haven't been the sturdiest defense in particular in terms of making shooters uncomfortable. Like they don't do the best job of shutting water off. Well, this game is literally going to be about who's going to take advantage of certain mismatches and certain play styles. Like it's going to be Zion going to the rack and everyone else trying to drive as much as possible. They're only really shooting it if they feel real good about it. The Clippers have to play defense for at least 2 quarters if they're going to stack up. That's really what it comes down to when they play the Pelicans. Just guys, when Brandon was there, all Brandon would do is get to his spot consistently, kill, mid-range, pull up, get to the line because nobody wanted to defend him. So someone's going to have to want to defend consistently if they're going to win tonight.
He is Law Murray of The Athletic. Follow him at Law Murray, VNU on X. Law, thanks for breaking it down and previewing tonight's game in New Orleans. Hopefully the Clippers can break the curse of not winning there in March since they became the Pelicans. Appreciate you, Law.
All right. Thank you. Enjoy the game, everyone.
Coming up next here on Clippers Countdown, we will get to your drive around the league. Tip-off is just about 17 minutes away. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers taking on the Pelicans, second night of a back-to-back. I'm Adam Osland. It is Clippers Countdown coming up. We'll get back to Carlo Jimenez, but first, your drive around the league is brought to you by Toyota. It's the Here and Now sales event at your Toyota dealer. The clock is ticking. Don't wait to grab a great deal on a new Toyota. We make it easy. 7 minutes left in the second quarter in Charlotte. Hornets on top of the Magic, 49-37. LaMelo Ball already with 14 and 3 steals in that one. In DC, Pistons all over the Wizards, even without Cade Cunningham. 42-26 with 9 minutes left in the second quarter. Karis LeVert has 6 for them. Coming up later tonight, it'll be the Suns in San Antonio taking on the Spurs. Milwaukee will be in Utah against the Jazz, and the Sacramento Kings hosting the Philadelphia 76ers. Clippers got to find a way to get a victory in New Orleans over the Pelicans in March for the first time ever. We'll talk about it more with Carlo Jimenez next from Smoothie King Center. It's your LA Clippers and the Pelicans. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers taking on the Pelicans, second night of a back-to-back in New Orleans. I'm Adam Osland. Tip-off just about 10 minutes away here. Coming up, we'll get your keys to victory. But first, back out to Smoothie King Center with your radio voice of the Clippers in Carlo Jimenez. Carlo, no Kawhi, no Benedict Mathurin for the Clippers, no Darius Garland, but a lot of young guys with a big opportunity to step up in this one. And I know Coach Lue has faith in his young group, as we've seen all season long.
Yeah, look, I think the Clippers are the most dangerous team when they've been counted out, and we've seen that so far this season. This is a group that continues to fight and scratch and claw, and, you know, Chris Dunn's getting the start for this team. He sets the tone so much on both ends of the floor. Ty Lue said it yesterday. I like Chris Dunn in any lineup. I would expect him to be able to help set the tone for this Clipper team offensively. Excited to see what Jordan Miller does. First career NBA start in game 94. So congrats to Jordan, who's going to be in that starting lineup. I think the biggest thing for the Clippers today, Adam, is with the lack of scoring on the offensive end, one, somebody's got to get hot and have a season high type of game for this Clipper team, because you're missing your top three scorers. And then you flip that to the defensive side of the ball, Adam. You cannot foul New Orleans time and time again. It's something they did well last night against the Pelicans, but you just don't have the bodies here today. If Brook Lopez gets in foul trouble, Isaiah Jackson gets in foul trouble, the Clippers really don't have another center or a big man who can be at that position. You'd have to end up having John Collins doing a lot of that center spot guarding. So you're going to need a big game from JC. You're going to need a big game from somebody else, and you cannot foul this Pelicans team if you want to come away with a win.
Yeah, they put a lot of pressure on you. They had 54 points in the paint last night, but more balanced of an attack from them as they hit 16 threes as well. Clippers, they do have John Collins out there still. I thought Isaiah Jackson, he had some bad turnovers in that game yesterday, but he also showed that, that energy, that pop, that ability to be a motor out there and provide a spark for this team when they need it. They will definitely need more from Isaiah Jackson tonight.
They're going to need it. They're going to need him to get back defensively. You mentioned the fast break points, but that was something the Clippers really struggled with. Can Isaiah Jackson be that anchor and get back on the defensive side of the ball? I thought it was interesting what Dante Jones told us in his pregame interview yesterday, that when the Clippers preach defense, especially in transition, it's all about getting inside the three-point line. They called them three-point line to the three-point line, no man's land when it comes to transition basketball. So how fast can you get back on the defensive end, reset your body, and then get in position and pick up your man? Isaiah Jackson is an elite rim runner. Now can he be elite rim defender? Can he run back on the defensive side of the ball? New Orleans got way too many opportunities in transition. They have really fast and elite big men in Carlo Makovich and Zion Williamson. Those guys fly up and down the floor at the forward and center spot. So the Clippers have to be good at slowing down the speed of New Orleans. Jackson is a huge part of that tonight.
You expect to see much from Bogdan Bogdanovic tonight in this spot here, Carlo, a guy who hasn't played much as of late. Maybe him and Cam Christie could take up some minutes tonight for the Clippers.
It's been a curious case of what's going on with Bogdan Bogdanovic, obviously dealing with the hip injury that kept him out for a while, but hasn't played much for this Clipper team. And when he has played, the Clippers have pretty much had the results sealed, whether that's they're winning or losing the ball game. So interested to see if Ty Lue does decide to go to Bogey. Maybe he feels like because Bogey hasn't been in the rotation of this Clipper team, he'd rather play somebody like a Christie or somebody like, that's pretty much the end of the bench for the Clippers. It's Christie.
Is
Ty Washington. Yeah, Ty Washington could play, I guess, a little bit here today. So maybe we see a little more Ty Washington than we do of Bogdan Bogdanovic. But I think for the Clippers, Adam, what does Ty Lue want to prioritize in this game, right? Is he looking, do you put Bogey out there to try to give you a jump start? I could see him be also the first guy off the bench. I think that's not a crazy thing to say with the offense that the Clippers are going to need today. That starting lineup they're running out is an elite defensive group, but the offense is interesting stuff where they're going to be able to find it. So I'm not sure. I think it's something to definitely keep an eye on. And then the other thing for the Pelicans is they don't have DeJounte Murray here today, who's coming off a double-double, 11 assists, 17 points yesterday. So without their point guard, how do the Clippers attack that on the other side of the ball? We'll see.
Yeah, I thought the Clippers, obviously defensively they started off well, and they did well against Zion Williamson. It was some of the other guys like Sadiq Bey hitting 5 3-pointers on them. I thought Brook Lopez did a solid job when he was matched up against Zion yesterday. Now, Zion may look to be even more aggressive because he only had 14 points, but Brook Lopez, he will also have a green light for taking those 3-pointers and taking those little 2-pointer fallaways from 15 feet out.
Yeah, you know what? The last time the Clippers beat this Pelicans team, Lopez was great, 16 points in that game. He made 4 threes. So can the Clippers get that type of production out of Brook Lopez, pull Zion Williamson away from the rim maybe? Pelicans are starting a bigger lineup here today. They had Zion play their center last night, Adam. They're having Misi start. He's playing the center today with DeJounte out. So you look at this group, Adam. New Orleans has 6'8" Herb Jones, 6'8" Trey Murphy, 6'8" Sadiq Bey, 6'6" Zion Williamson, and 6'11" Yves Misi as their starting five. That is ridiculous, first of all. That is unbelievable length and athleticism on the outside. How do the Clippers maybe spread that group out? It starts with Brook Lopez being able to knock down threes, have the New Orleans Pelicans respect the three-point line. Jordan Miller really is the only starter for the Clippers, Adam, who hasn't been a consistent three-point shooter. Can guys like Chris Dunn and Derrick Jones Jr., who are having career years from the outside, knock down 2, 3, 4 threes in this game and try to balance things out and make New Orleans really guard all 90 or 48 feet? No, how 40, I can't do math. 46 feet of the half court. There we go. And force them to really spread out that defense because you're going to have to.
Yeah, you know what? we're probably going to need to see maybe 1 or 2 Clippers have career nights tonight. And it is
Yeah.
possible given
is
the
possible.
opportunities that they're getting. Jordan Miller is my player to watch. I think he'll go over his 22 points. That is his career high. They need him to. Who's your player to watch tonight here, Carlo?
That's a great one, Adam. I was going to go Jordan Miller, but the rules analyst, I had a call with him earlier today. They said you can't pick the same guy back-to-back nights. Even though I had a great pick last game, I won't double down on it today. So I'm going to go John Collins, Adam. John Collins has to – if the Clippers want to win this game, you're getting 25 from John Collins, maybe even 30. But you need that offensive power on that end. You need somebody to be great on that side of the ball, get up and down the floor, knock down shots. I thought, Kawhi was excellent last night, obviously, with his 25. He's been as consistent as they come. But John Collins had 18 points in that game, 6 for 11 from the field, but did not hit a three. Can he knock down a couple threes in this game for the Clippers? Look, the Clippers – obviously, down their top 3 scores, it's going to be difficult. But we just watched a New Orleans team that is 26th out of 30th in threes, knocked down 16 of them 24 hours ago. So crazier things have happened not too long ago in this building. We'll see if the Clippers can find a way. It's going to be tough, but this Clipper team counted when they are down and out. That's when they're sometimes at their best.
Yeah, backs against the wall. They come out swinging. Clippers in New Orleans against the Pelicans. Night 2 of this road back-to-back. Carlo Jimenez is on the call. Coming up next, we'll get to your keys to victory right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers in New Orleans taking on the Pelicans once again. They run it back in night 2. Let's see if the Clippers can make some adjustments here. Starting with taking care of the basketball. They were good in the first quarter, only had 2 turnovers then, but the rest of the way, they ended up with 14, leading to 23 points for the Pelicans, who had 22 fast break points. Quite simply, the Clippers don't take care of the basketball tonight, which won't be easy without Darius Garland, without Kawhi Leonard, without Benedict Mathurin, without guys who are typically have the ball in their hands. They don't take care of the basketball, they will not have a shot in this ball game. 12 turnovers or less. Clippers in New Orleans. Tip off from Smoothie King Center is coming up next with Carlo Jimenez right here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network.